I don't know why it always does this when I do it live, but it makes me look a little bit whiter. I don't know where all this light's coming from, so let's move the hood to cover it up a little bit. But pretty much, what we're going to be talking about is pregame stuff. So, I don't know where to start with this one. All I'm going to say is the Detroit Pistons can't lose this game tonight. They have to go out here and they have to win. What's going on, everybody? If you lose today against Charlotte, I don't know what the outcome is going to be from the fans. It is not going to be fun. I really don't want to see it because after this is uploaded, I know at least after the game, if we lose, it's going to be crazy. All the comments will be coming in. Everyone on Twitter will be going crazy. What's going on, Micro Mike? It's going to be crazy if the Pistons lose again today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stand it, but I don't know, man. They cannot lose this game. This is a must-win game. It's still early in the season for must-wins, but this is absolutely a must-win game. For at least pride's sake, you have to come out here, man, and you have to show not only me, not only you, but to themselves, to the rest of the fans out there that you have to be able to beat these teams. Because on paper, the Detroit Pistons are miles ahead of Charlotte. Miles ahead of Charlotte. But what is it, the last 7 or 8 games against Charlotte, Charlotte's got our number? Even when they had Kemba Walker, they were not better than us on paper, but they beat us. I don't know what it is that they're drinking over there in Charlotte, but it must be haterade because they hate the Detroit Pistons. They have a vendetta against us, and they play well. What the Pistons need to do to win tonight, obviously, stop turning the ball over. Derrick Rose has been terrible in crunch time. And then the thing that I seen the other day in the stream was Charlotte went on a big run, and all they were getting were dunks and layups. And it happened the first time we played Charlotte. We're overcommitting on the three-point line. Charlotte's got some shooters out there, but I would rather them hit 7 threes in a row than get 7 dunks or layups on us. When Andre's out of the game, even when we have Christian Wood out there, because they put Christian Wood on the perimeter because he can actually defend people out there, we have no rim protection whatsoever. Pistons need to, I guess, as Stan Van Gundy said, build a wall. Stop him from going in there and getting dunks. That Washington dude was killing us, man. It seemed like every time he touched the ball, he was dunking it. You got to take away that dunk. That's a killer. If they hit threes, hey, go for it, bro. I don't care if you hit them or not. But it's embarrassing, and it takes away some of the pride players should have for them just to allow them to come in the paint and dunk it on us. That's not cool. I don't like it. I know the players hate it. The coaches hate it. You got to fix it, bro. Simple and plain. Simple and plain. Fix the defense. We need Derrick Rose to have a good game, and I think he's due for a good game. Derrick Rose hasn't had a good game in a long time. Both games against Charlotte, he has made some costly turnovers in crunch time that have cost us games. So I believe Derrick Rose is due for a big game. It's just time for him to step back up. I think D Rose is overthinking everything. He's not being Derrick Rose right now. He's trying to get his teammates involved too much, I think, which is kind of I don't know, a good problem to have, I guess. I don't know. But he's not being Derrick Rose. And the only way you can fix that is he's got to fix it mentally. His teammates need to do a better job against teams like Charlotte that you're supposed to beat of not being in the situation that you're in. These games should not be coming down the wire like this. They should be 10-plus point victories for us, and they're not. That's a problem. So as teammates, you need to do a better job of not putting Derrick Rose in those situations. And Dwayne Casey has yet to figure out who has a hot hand and who does not. Blake Griffin should have had the ball in his hands to close the game out against Charlotte the other night, and he did not. Blake had the hot hand. He hit like 2 or 3 threes in that quarter. In the last 4 minutes of the game or whatever it was. Blake had it going on to close the game out. Blake's still our best player. Hurt or not, he is our best weapon offensively. The ball needs to be in his hands to close the game out. Unless you're going to use him as a decoy and get an easy bucket. You're right, they are overthinking it. And you're right, we can't play up or down to our competition. That's a problem with all Detroit teams right now. Hey, that's a good compliment. I like Yoda. Maybe Yoda's my favorite, though. So, besides defensive turnovers, the Pistons have pretty much played well for the season. It's just that your poor defense and turnovers are costing you, and they're costing you big time. Offensively, we look pretty good. We look solid at times, you know. I like having Derrick Rose come off the bench. It's just a different pace, a different tempo, and Christian Wood is just a huge factor coming in off the bench. We're a better team defensively when he is out there. So I look for them to experiment playing Christian Wood and Andre together, but right now, with Andre being in foul trouble all the time, it's kind of hard to do so. Because Christian Wood's a good replacement for Andre when he gets out of the game because he can do a lot more things than Andre can do and does some of the things Andre does at the same time. So, I mean, he's like a big, what is it called? Swiss Army knife. He can do it all, man. Yeah, I hope we can win this game too, bro. But there's a lot of things going wrong with this team, man. And they got to fix it. I'm not going to stream the game today. I'm a little bit heartbroken that the undefeated streak was broken. And I really don't want to stream the Charlotte game twice because it's going to be tough to watch because I know we're not going to play great. I really do. I know we're getting off to another slow start. And that's another thing that's been killing us. I don't know. I need a break from streaming, especially since Above the Rim is tomorrow. 1 p.m. Saturday. I know Michigan and Ohio State are playing, but we're still going live 1 o'clock. So I'm really saving the stream thing for that. It's Detroit Drew 101 on Xbox, man. I believe Detroit and Drew are both capitalized. There's a space in between them. And then a 101 with Drew. But I play on Xbox. Bet. I haven't been playing much 2K lately. I've been playing Call of Duty. Gaming's kind of dead. I played that Jedi game, and afterwards, I just kind of taking a break. So, I need something to do, especially since Sundays now the Lions are over. Lions officially eliminated from playoffs, so that's awesome. Luke should be due for a good game as well. Luke's been playing great this season. Been playing absolutely amazing this season. We need to get him some more touches. I'm never going to complain if Luke's getting too many touches because as shooters, you got to let him shoot. Yes, that is the time for Blake Ball. Blake Ball's not a first quarter, second quarter, or even a third quarter scenario. You have to give Blake the ball to close the games out. I'm ready for Pat Matricia to get the heck out of here. He can sharpen his number 2 pencil up real nice so it's nice and pointy. Turn that sideways and stick it where the shun don't sign, man. I'm over it. Nah, they're not going to start D Rose, especially while we don't have a point guard because we need firepower off the bench. Maybe when Reggie comes back, they might do that. But they tried starting Derrick Rose this year, and we had nothing off the bench. Absolutely nothing coming in off the bench. So I don't think they're going to start Derrick Rose. D Rose gets a lot of looks off the bench. I'm not saying he's a bench player, but he's a damn good one at it. So I don't think Dwayne Casey's going to bring him into the starting lineup. But I know it'd be cool to see him and Blake play together. But quite frankly, for the tankers out there who want the team to blow it up, right now is a good time to get Bruce Brown some looks at point guard because you have Blake out there who can take some of the pressure off of him. So it's a good time for people like Bruce Brown and Luke Kennard to get this experiment done with bringing the ball up and initiating the offense. They're getting a lot of opportunities right now. I don't know. He probably should because he was playing really well off the bench. Again, I don't know if Tony Snell's still rusty. It's going to probably take Tony a little bit more time to shake that rust off, but I think Tony will be put back in the starting lineup because Langston's not a small forward. Which Langston and D-Rose were killing it off the bench. Exactly. He plays very well next to him. Yeah, that's another player we haven't been talking. Markieff has been doing a phenomenal job coming in off the bench. I figured he would play a little bit better coming off the bench. Just for some reason, play with Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose makes all of his teammates better, but he looks more comfortable coming in off the bench. He's not trying to force stuff. I think him starting, he was trying to be Blake Griffin, which is hard to do. Blake makes it look easy out there. I think he was just trying to do too much of passing the ball and passing up looks. Now coming off the bench, he's taking what the defense has given him, which is good because his pump fakes and his pass fakes Those guys bite on that so much is ridiculous. I don't understand. I think watching some tape or just after 2 games, I would not fall for Keith's pump fake, but defenders still do. So I mean, when you can get people to jump on the pump fakes or even the pass fakes, that's one defender behind you. So now he's driving, and guess what? Someone else has to come in and take that drive away. So now he's getting Langston, he's getting Luke some open shots. It's looking good. I'm liking Keith coming in off the bench, man. Yeah, like that's a good point. Individually, we're playing good, and as a team, we're not. Our defense, it still sucks. We're still turning the ball over. Those are two no nos in basketball. You cannot suck defensively and turn the ball over. And even though that defense in today's league isn't going to be like it was in the 80s or with the '04 Pistons, where it's like that lockdown defense, even the Golden State Warriors were one of the best defensive teams in the league. You cannot win in any sport with a bad defense. You're not going to see it. It's so rare. It's ridiculous. It's almost impossible. It's so hard to. There's a reason defense wins championships. And right now, this is not going to be a remotely close playoff series right now, the way they're playing, but it's still early in the season. And like I said, man, only team in the East I'm shaking my boots for of not playing the first round is Milwaukee. Because Milwaukee, they are going to sweep us, and they are going to sweep us pretty easily. But I'm watching the rest of the East, and no one really else scares me. Right now, the Pistons got to get to the playoffs, but I think that no matter where the Pistons line up, I think a couple of those 7 through 4 seeds are probably going to lose at least 2 games in the first round. I don't know, because right now the teams that are in seventh and eighth are well below 500. So I mean, some of those teams need to step up, and I think some of these teams are going to get better. I know Orlando's missing their 2 best players. We're missing a starting point guard, but that's really it. I don't think that anyone in the East is really super scary. You know, Toronto plays good fundamental defense, and they play well offensively. They move the ball around. You don't know who's going to score, but Siakam's been balling out. Van Vliet's nice. Kyle Lowry's still playing pretty good up there. So I mean, and then Marcus Gasol and Ibaka, I mean, they're not letting the scoreboard up, but they're nice pieces to have. Toronto's going to be a tough team. But again, they're not that much better than us on paper. I mean, we got better players than they do. And in basketball, you got to take the better players over better teams. I know it sounds weird, but statistically, they're better off like that. In a 7 game series, players go off. If you have to play LeBron James in a 7 game series, LeBron's going to win a couple of those games just because he's LeBron. That's how it works. In very unique situations, rather, I believe it's still the only case. The only 3 teams to win championships without an MVP were all 3 of the Pistons teams. It is very rare to win without superstars. Isaiah Thomas is a superstar, but in that era, I mean, he got overlooked because of people like Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, John Stockton eventually came to the league. I don't think John Stockton is personally better than Isaiah Thomas, but a lot of people think he's that. But then people like MJ came to the league. So, I mean, there was always players who drew more than Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas is probably one of the most underrated players to ever play. He doesn't get his recognition. But, again, we don't have, like, the face of the league on our team. And when you have players like that, they do better in the playoffs because you have to play them at least 4 times. They're at least in 4 games going to have a good game. So, I mean, they give yourself a chance. And with Blake being healthy, if we can get him healthy by then, he's going to give us a good chance against these teams. So, I like what 313 JMO said because it's a good point. He's hoping we can get to 500 and then rest Blake for 2 weeks or so. Because if we can get to 500, we can hang around there and get him healthy. And we need to get him healthy because if he's not healthy come playoff time, we're looking at a sweep anyway. So, that needs to be our goal. We cannot run Blake into the ground, and he is looking better and better every game. But, again, I still don't think he's 100%. That leg is still bothering him. But the Pistons do have one of the best medical staffs in the league, so I trust them to get Blake right. I trust them to not overuse him like they did last season, but we're going to have to see. I don't want DeRozan here. He does not fit. It does not fit. DeRozan's not a winner. DeRozan's not going to help us take us to the next level. He might make us a better regular season team, but again, we're not going to be a better team in the playoffs. He disappears in playoff games. Turns the ball over, not a great defender. He scores 20 points per game, but he can't shoot the ball. In playoff, they lock down the paint. Come playoff time, that's why he sucks in playoffs. They take away the paint. They play defense in the playoffs. He can't shoot, and that's a problem. And we need shooters on this team. That's why Bradley Beal would have been a much better case for us. DeRozan is not that good, to be honest with you. He's very overrated. I was never a fan of DeRozan in Toronto. Not a fan of him now. He's 30, making a ton of money. I don't want him here. I really don't. He's not going to make us a better team. At least in the playoffs. In the regular seasons, we will probably win more games and we'll be a higher seed, but we're not going to go anywhere with it. He's going to disappear in the playoffs. I'm not trading Luke for him. Luke's going to have a good ceiling for us. Luke is going to be a building block for this team in the future. I'm not trading a first-round draft pick for him. I don't personally. I'm not high on DeRozan at all. I'm not giving away much for him. Maybe Reggie Jackson and Thon Maker and a second-round pick. That's as much as I'm offering. I'm not going to give anything up more than that. If they can get him for a good steal, sure, go for it. But I'm not trading away Luke. At this point, Langston Galloway fits better with the team right now. It's about fit. You bring him in here, it's going to take him some time to get acquainted, and he doesn't want to step on anyone's toes. I'm not saying Langston Galloway is better than him because he is not, but chemistry-wise, Langston fits better with the team right now. And as a team that's on the verge of not doing good and being good, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket right now. I just gave Siakam credit. Siakam's a dog. But outside of Siakam, we got better talent. Blake Griffin and Dre are the best players. Siakam and Blake, when Blake is healthy, are really close, you know. I like Siakam. Siakam's nice. I'm not overhyping anybody up. Don't think I'm overhyping the Pistons for. I don't know where you guys got this from. I'm not overhyping the Pistons up at all. I had the Pistons as a 6 seed. A 6 seed. That's the third worst team in the playoffs. I don't know where this overhype stuff comes from. You're like the 5th guy or 6th guy this week to say I'm overhyping the Pistons. I am not overhyping the Pistons. The Pistons have a long way to go before they're for real. So don't think I'm overhyping the Pistons at all, because I'm not. And that's why I had them as a 6 seed. It's because they are better than last year, at least on paper. Anytime you can bring a player like Derrick Rose, a former MVP, you brought Markieff Morris over, you got Christian Wood, who's been playing phenomenal. Langston's been playing phenomenal. This team right now is supposed to be better than last year's team. Remember, last year's team did get off to a good start, and then they hit a wall, and they fell off for a long time, and it took them forever to bounce back. So, and they only went 41-41 last year. This team needs to be better than 41-41, and on paper, they are better than 41-41. As a 6 seed, you really only have to win maybe 44 games, so a 3-win improvement is going to put you in the running for the 6 seed. And this team, you're telling me that they're not going to be, at least on paper, a 3-win better team than last year? If you don't think so, then you're high. I'm sorry. But this team got better in the offseason and added talent. Now, if they get there, I don't know. That's on them, the coaching staff, the players all there to get there. But on paper and all the moves they made, they're a better team than last year, and they should be running for the 6 seed, which I don't think putting them as a 6 seed is overhyping them. So a lot of you guys need to come out here and get your facts straight before you come in here and try to roast me, because a lot of you guys don't know what the hell you're talking about. So that's cool. What's going on, Big Take? We do got a bench. It's just that we had to put everyone on the bench into the starting lineup because of injuries. You know, I like Luke starting, but quite frankly, I think his numbers are better coming in off the bench. Him and Derrick Rose were going bananas to start the season out, but when Reggie gets hurt, You got to start Bruce Brown at the point guard. You're putting Luke out there. I think when Reggie comes back, which, again, I'm not high on Reggie. He's all right. I think there's a lot of worse people out there. I know a lot of you guys hate him, and I get it. I do. But I think when Reggie comes back, it's going to make our bench better. We're going to have more and more and more firepower coming off the bench. Right now, our bench is playing all right, to be honest with you. When you put Derrick Rose, and it's weird to say Langston Galloway out there, they're killing it. They are. They're playing great. One of them's going off every day. Christian Wood, big underrated signing. I'm glad we got Christian Wood. I really am. This guy's going to be awesome. I still can't believe the Pelicans let him go, but I'm thankful for that. But Langston Galloway, he needs to keep it up, and our bench will be fine. It will be. Just got to stop playing Thon Maker, which I don't believe Thon played at all against Charlotte, and we lost, so maybe DeWinky's going to put him back out there. We might see a Thon Maker appearance tonight. God, I hope not. No, Frazier just sucks. That's why we haven't seen him either. I don't get to deal with Frazier. Frazier shoots a lot of bad shots. So this team's got a lot to do, but I'm going to have to go back to work pretty soon. So I'm going to try to go live again for the post game. We'll see where we're at there. I hope we don't lose. Like I said, Above the Rim is on Saturday, 1 p.m. So come back tomorrow if I don't go live again. I don't know. I have to watch the Mandalorian. I got to watch the Pistons. I got to hop on Call of Duty. So I got a busy night, man. I got a busy night. So it's going to be fun. But you guys have a good night. Instagram, Twitter, DSA members in the description. Be sure to check us all out there. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.